like this and like that and like this and like this. Like this.
Good morning. Welcome back to another Hour Power live stream with Saline Aquatics, where I like to add humor into fish keeping and talk about all things fish keeping related. Good to see everybody. Wait for everybody to come in. We are live through YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. I got Rumble up on my second monitor. Not that I need to do that, but I like to be able to watch the chat directly to Rumble, because with the StreamYard, it works really well. Going to both platforms. Good morning, June. Good to see you. Discus North was in here. Now, as you can tell by the thumbnail, we do have a guest, Horizon Fish Keeping. I have sent him the link through Messenger. I've noticed it takes him a little while to get back to me. Probably a busy dude. But so I'm not sure when he's coming up. Hey, Jody P, good morning. Good to see you. Let me know if the audio sounds good. If Horizon does come in, I will then switch over to the headset so I can talk to him. I would put it on my speaker system, but you guys will hear everything double if I do that. So, audio is good. Appreciate you. Love the mic. Can't get enough of the mic. I got to get some new mugs made on my Teespring store. This is the original avatar and design. I got to get my Pleco and my Tiger Bar made. I did have a request on a live stream to make a shirt or a hoodie. It might have been maybe a shirt on a goldfish. So I got to get a goldfish shirt going, or one of my fancy goldfishers. I look amazing as usual. I appreciate it, June, but I don't think I do. Hair's messed up. I'm not one of them guys that are, as we discussed before, I'm one of them people that just do. I just do. I get things done. I don't prep. I don't wear real nice clothes. I just get on the live. I'm not putting my makeup on and doing all that jazz. Hey, Tim, good to see you, buddy. 3 inches of snow. Yeah, we had some. Now, in the 8 years I've lived in North Carolina, we've got maybe 2 actual snowfalls, and it wasn't much. I miss the snow, and we really enjoyed that. So we had this winter storm, if that's what you want to call it, coming through, and I was looking forward to it because they were talking about snow, but mostly we got ice. We got a lot of ice balls built up. So it's rainy, and it's got ice coming down, and so what they were afraid of is the ice was going to build up in the roads and such. But it from looking out my window and being outside, it's cold, and we got ice on things, but it's not that bad. Hey, Wally, good to see you. Jim's Fish, hey, buddy. The Nightbot's putting some work in. Looks like Horizon's here. Let me switch over to the headset here, and we're going to welcome Horizon Fish Keeping in. So let me switch the audio over to my headset. And everybody, welcome Horizon. Hey, buddy, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Oh, you sound good too. Hey, Gordon, appreciate you coming in. I'm glad you got that link, my friend.
Yeah, no problem. I've just my camera's a little bit blurry for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but
that's maybe actually I feel like maybe you just need to clean the lens, maybe.
Yeah, I thought that. I think it's inside the lens, so I might have to have a look at that after the live stream. Hope you're doing well.
Doing good. That's fine. We can see you. We can hear you. Sound good over there. Now, I never seen you before. I see you've got one. You're coming up on what, 2,000 subscribers on your channel. You've been doing this for a little bit.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd never seen you before, and you came up into my feed, and I seen some of the other people that I know, like Jeff Kane and them, commenting on your channel. So they've heard of you, but yeah. I haven't. So I wanted to have you come up. I don't know how long you've been doing this.
I've been doing it for around a year now, so it's going pretty well. I'm quite a new fish keeper, actually. I've only been keeping fish for around 3 years. So compared to some of the guys that are on YouTube, they're a lot more, they've got a lot more time spent in the hobby compared to me. I sort of got into it fairly quickly I bought a tank when I was 16 years old. I'm 38 now. I bought a fish tank off one of my family, and I sort of missed it once I got rid of that. I missed the fish keeping, so I got into it again. Like I say, around 3 years ago, and I had some plecos in there, some Bristol plecos, and they'd bred in the tank, and I saw the eggs there, and I hatched them out, and I saw babies, and that were it. I was hooked. So now I'm sat in my fish room. I've got 21 tanks. I breed German blue rams and Praecox rainbows mainly at the moment. And I sell to a local fish store, and it's going pretty well.
Yeah, it looks like you build all your own racking there.
Yeah, it's all sort of homemade. When we moved house last year, so we've been in this house around a year now. I just sort of built up this racking system and started moving some tanks in, and it just went from one tank to another. Started with the basics, guppies and things, and I've worked my way up to the micro cichlids. I do have some Oscars as well. A lot of the stuff that I've got's on my channel now. So we're just looking into doing some new projects. I'm hoping to sort of move away from rams this year and going sort of pistogrammas and that sort of thing. Just have a bit of a change, because I've been doing mainly the rams just to pay for the fish room. It's still not complete. I've got a few things to do with the insulation. I've got it all climate controlled now, so I just need to work out how I can get some of the moisture out of here, because it's in the summer months it gets really humid in here, so I need to work that out. But yeah, it's been pretty good.
I'm assuming you've thought of a dehumidifier.
No, I don't actually at the moment. I do have a vent in here, and like I say, I've got it on like a thermostat controlled sort of radiator system at the moment. But sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you went to the store and bought a brand new dehumidifier and you ran it, right, that's going to take care of your moisture. And also, essentially what it collects in the tank, you have two options with them. You can leave the tank in and have to empty the tank when it's full, or you can have it constantly drain. The nice thing about that water is it's basically distilled water. You could pull that moisture out of the air, keep that water, and use it for whatever you would like. And so you're kind of getting double for your money with that.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I've started doing sort of Neocaridina shrimp with like the cherries and the Bloody Marys as well. So that could help with doing the Caridina shrimp, using the sort of as an RO distilled water type of thing. And
now, is it all air? Or is it all air? Sponge filters and stuff that you run your tank
with?
I
just run like a linear piston pump at the back there.
Okay, very cool. So now you're from the UK.
Yeah.
What's the weather like over there right now?
I can show you actually. It's been snowing, it's icy, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can switch the camera around.
If you want.
Because I'm just sat by the door here, so not that one. I'm not sure how you do it actually.
Yeah, you have to go to settings. You'll see a settings button.
Yeah, I'll try and switch around and show you guys some tanks and things. Sorry about the awkward camera.
Yeah, absolutely. A tour would be great. Yeah, there you go. And then if it's backwards, you can also hit a button that mirrors your image.
Oh yeah, mirror camera. Yeah. So that's the right way. So this is the rough door that we haven't finished yet. There's still sort of construction to be done, but yeah, this is sort of the outside at the minute. So we've got a bit of snow down.
It's really you got cold. Some snow.
I think it was -11, which is quite cold for the UK at this moment. So yeah, we've got some tanks in here. This has just got some frying. There's my brine shrimp hatch just here, which is not plugged in. I'll have a walk around. Yeah. So this is one of the tanks that I was doing some shrimping. Sorry about the glass, guys. I was really unprepared today because I've been doing some quotes for work and things this morning, so I've been rushing around a little bit.
No, that's all right. If you don't have algae on your glass, then I don't. You're not a fish keeper.
No, I agree. Yeah. So I've got some shrimp in here. These are just the Bloody Marys and cherry shrimp that we were talking about a little bit earlier. So I've just started this little tank up just for fun, really. I've got a few tanks like this. I've been doing some guppies just down here. That's just sort of for fun. There's a bit of glare and stuff, but
it looks great.
Yeah. And then the rest of them are pretty much breeding tanks that I'm doing at the minute. So I've got the German Blue Rams. This is a breeding pair. I think they're called the Super Red German Blue Rams, just because of the red nose on them. So
Yeah,
and I've got about. Sorry, go on.
I always like them. I think they're pretty. They can get very, very pretty colors.
Yeah, they're awesome. So I've got a tank over here that's got around. I think there's about 60 fry at the moment. I've just sold around 150 of these guys, just to the local shop. So I'm just growing these guys out at the minute, and just a 40 breeder. Just it is topping up a little bit, but I'll get on with the mate, and it's a little bit this afternoon. But yeah, I think there's about around 60 German Blue Rams at the minute in there. They're doing really good. I've got these on brine shrimp. I feed them frozen food and all that stuff.
So now, do you keep fish just to keep fish, or are you in it for the business end, or both?
The business part of it's just to fund my addiction to fish at the minute.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
The majority of these tanks, apart from my Oscar tank, is for profit, really. So these are my Oscars. These are a bit like my mascots, I suppose. So this is Ghost, and then I've got Phantom over here. So this is Phantom. Just two tiger Oscars. Yeah. I've just done this bare bottom, but I'm thinking about doing some kind of scape or something in there for these guys.
Every Oscar's the same that I have seen, include my own. They all do what I call the glass dance when they see you.
Yeah, they're just waiting for some pellets.
Yep.
But yeah, they're really cool. These guys. I've had them for about 2.5 years now. So,
now how do you like that high? How do you like that Hydro filter back there? How's that heater? How's that working for you?
This is it all. I'm actually sort of sponsored by the Hydro products. They send them out to me and stuff. So this one's the first one that I reviewed for Hydro. This one's okay. The one that I've got in my rainbow fish tank in the house is a far superior one. Because it's got like a different controller on the outside. But this one's really good as well. It holds the temperature really nice. So I'm quite happy with that. And the only reason I've put this one in this tank is because I had, the standard glass type before, sort of like this kind. And the Oscars kept sort of rubbing up against it and getting like little sort of burns and things, whereas this one's encased in plastic, so they can't get to the actual like the element part of it. So,
well, that's perfect for Oscars, because I had some Flugel heaters in mine, and they were using it as a toy.
Yeah, so they kept sort of like lifting the glass ones off, whereas this one's got 4 suction pads on. It's quite secure on the back, whereas the glass ones, they were lifting it off the clips all the time. So this is a much more Oscar safe heater than the previous one. And then I've just got the 2 massive sponge filters in there as well. They probably need cleaning out a little bit, and they're just sort of doing the light filtration. Then I've just got this sort of generic Amazon type of filter just for most of the particles, because as you know, with Oscars, they're very messy. They soon muddy up the tank. So I want to change this tank 50% probably twice a week, and the rest of the tanks.
You're breeding fish, so I understand that your parameters and your temperatures have to be a little bit more on point. I keep fish just to keep fish. Now I do get babies and I get breeding. However, I don't put heaters in my tanks anymore because I heat the room and cool the room. I hate heaters.
Yeah, so I've got them as a fail safe more than all. So I've got this like control just here, and that's got like a, I can't remember what you call it now, but like this is the temperature gauge for it. So it clicks the heater just here on and off throughout the day. So the temperature in here, it's -11 outside, and it's like 65 Fahrenheit in the room. Okay. So about 20 Celsius, which would probably maintain the tanks and the fish for a short time. But I've got the heaters in the tanks as a just in case sort of deal. Whereas if the heater breaks down, I've still got, especially with the cold temperatures outside, it's just as a sort of backup more than anything.
Yeah, I mean -11. That's pretty cold. It's pretty cold. 34 degrees here, which is cold for North Carolina.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, so you're like 0 or whatever then Celsius that is. I've just got these betters as well that I brought from babies. These are Ghost knife in here. I know it's a very strange mix to have in a tank, but.
Now, can you see these comments that I'm putting up on screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I can ask, you don't have to share it if you don't want to, but what is your real name?
David.
Devin?
David.
David.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
Very cool. So what's
Um,
your favorite? What do you like to use the best for your substrate? You with sand or gravel?
a mixture of both. So I like this kind of deal where it's like a real fine gravel and sand mixture. So you can probably be able to see it better in this.
Oh, yeah,
I find with just sand, it compacts too much, and I find that gravel's a little bit awkward to work with if you're planting. So I mix them together. Basically, I use like a really fine sort of gravel, and then mix.
Yeah.
If I use a bag of gravel, then I'll mix like half a bag of sand with it and sort of stir it up. But I generally use that substrate, and then if I'm doing a planted tank like this, I'll put API root tabs in there as well. So I'll put a small layer on, put API root tabs around, and then just put another layer on top that I can plant around sort of wherever. A bit of the MD fish tanks type of thing.
Okay. I used to do gravel and I switched to sand a while ago just because I find it easier to maintain because everything sits on top. Whereas with gravel, you got to get in there with your gravel vac. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is easy to sort of keep the tank clean with just sand. I do like the Activate, the Fluval Stratum and stuff as well. They're really good. So we've got 3 better tanks in the house as well. They've got Fluval Stratum substrates in as well. And then my Rainbow Fish tank, my big tank, my 500 litre tank that's in the house, that's just got like big chunky gravel in there, like medium coarse gravel, I'd say, with no sand. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Very cool. Now your tanks look great. Now, so what are we talking? 10s and 20s?
The tanks are 10s. The main breeding tanks are 10s, and then I use the sort of 40 breeders here. This one, I'm not sure what size this one is, but it's like a low boy type of deal. It's probably about 40 as well, but laid down. And then I've got the Oscar tank, which is 6 foot. That one, so. And then the big tank in the house, I can't remember how many gallons it is, but it's like 500 UK litres. I know you guys, your litres are a little bit different, I think, to ours.
Yeah, I don't know what 500 liters is in gallons.
No, I'm not sure what. Yeah, I'm not sure what the.
Let me ask real quick. What is 500 liters in gallons?
I think the US gallon's slightly different to the UK one as well.
It's 132 gallons.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you taking us around.
Yeah, I mean,
your fish room.
There's plenty to still doing here. Like it's a bit sort of wires everywhere and airlines all over the place. You know, there's still some construction bits to do. I want to do like the back of the door there. You probably saw the foam. I've sort of started insulating it, but I've got my own business as well. So, and obviously I've got children and a wife and stuff. So it's very difficult to get the time to, especially maintaining the tanks as well. It's difficult to get the time to do any sort of construction work, especially in the winter time now. So
I can tell you're busy because it takes you a while to read my messages.
Yeah, yeah.
I know how it is.
I try and get back as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But it's quite busy at the moment.
I totally understand it, man. I work a full-time job. I have a family. Yeah. I got the fish room, and then when you add the YouTube thing onto it, you get pretty busy trying to juggle.
Yeah,
everything.
You do. Yeah, yeah. It's difficult to juggle it all, but yeah, it tends to be pretty good. It's just a place where I can go to hang out and stuff as well when I want to get away from everyone and forget about my job for a little while.
Yeah. I certainly appreciate you taking the time to come up with me. I want to thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And so, so you're breeding fish. You got a nice little setup there. It's all air driven, and you just recently sold some fish. Now, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. By all means, don't feel obligated when I ask questions. But like you said, you sold 150 of those fish. What does something like that catch you? Get you in the UK?
It depends. So the German blue rams usually sell for around £6 UK money. So I think that'll be around sort of the $7-8 mark for you guys.
Oh wow!
So I can probably get a quarter of the price at wholesale. So maybe $2, $2.50. That's the sort of price I'd get each for them. So if you're selling, I try and get as many as I can together. So if I get like 300 German blue rams, that's the best way to move them for me. And sort of when they get to about a 1 inch mark, I can just sell them all in one go. And then the tanks are empty again. I can restart again. So it's not a profitable business, but the money that I make out of it goes back into buying other things for the fish room or paying the absolutely massive energy bills. I don't know if you guys, you'll have heard about the energy crisis that the UK were having a little while ago.
Well, I didn't.
No, yeah, they were having sort of an energy crisis. All the prices for the energy went up astronomically, and
is it due to the Ukraine situation over there?
It could be, yeah. I think there are a number of things causing it, but yeah, the government decided that they wanted to put taxes up and stuff on things, and it just it started to become very expensive to the point where I was literally going to close down a lot of the tanks here, and which would have been a shame. So if it hadn't been from a partner, I probably would have done, but she just said keep going with it and keep making your videos, and that's my drive for a lot of that as well. So and I do enjoy making and editing videos as well. So
I do too. A lot of people can't stand it. I enjoy it, and I've had this conversation many times. You know, even if my channel doesn't blow up, you know, any more than it is now, I'm 100% happy. I can make anywhere from $100 to $200 a month doing what I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, so and it really helps offset the cost of the hobby, and it does help. Like you and I, we have sponsors. Higer's a sponsor on my channel as well.
Yeah.
They recently sent me and I was going to talk about it later on the stream, a hang on the back canister filter. Well, what happened was they accidentally sent me one that they discontinued making because it had an issue. They accidentally sent it to me. I come out the next morning and it was just not running. I put a video up on that video. You can see how bad that impeller was stuck in the motor head. Boom. Well, she sent me the replacement. I've got it on the tank running right now, and I came out this morning. It's still running, so I gotta continue on with that. And of course, Northfin sponsors the channel as well.
Yeah.
And so, so you guys, so how many sponsors do you have? You got Higer. Anybody else shown interest with you?
I did get contacted by a UK company, but they're called King British. But I've never sort of really got back to them about anything. They do food, but it's kind of the lower end of the food spec. You know, like the smaller company. I did want to go for like the foods that I use are not King British, so I didn't really want to sort of promote something that I wouldn't normally use. Whereas Higer products, I've got lights, I've got you know, algae scrapers from them, and they're sort of like the middle of the market, aren't they? Where they're not the most expensive stuff and they're not the cheapest, but they're sort of well built and they work really well. So after doing the 2 heater reviews and having the heaters in the tank for a few weeks and months, I decided that I'd go with them guys and do some review videos for them. So that's what I did. But yeah, they're a pretty good company. But I mean, like I said, I think just coming up in January now. So this is the year mark for me. So it took me a year to get 1,000 subscribers, pretty much.
Yeah,
which
that's exactly me. It took me 1,000. It took me a year to get 1,000. Yeah.
So I mean, the first sort of 3 months of doing videos, I was chasing the subscribers a little bit. Like I'm exactly like you. I like doing the videos. I like to share stuff with people as well. How to hatch brine shrimp, how to, you know, I do a lot of them how-to videos, how to breed rams and the prey cox rainbows and other things. I do a lot of shop tours.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but the thing that stood out was the video that was in my feed when you showed how to fix across the top frame on that aquarium. And I'm watching you and I'm going, okay, super glue, I think it was used, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, what is this powder he's putting on? God, he's doing it right above the tank. It's going to go in the water. Is that like some kind of like, because you know how you can get those different adhesives where you have powders and it's like a bond. And here it was just baking soda.
Yeah, so the worst that could have happened, I think, would the pH could have gone through the roof.
And that people make that mistake all the time. Use baking soda to raise the pH because it's dangerous because it raises really fast and drops really fast. You're better off leaving it alone. But I was like, but I was like, you mix baking soda with super glue and it makes it harder. Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm subbing to this guy and I want to bring him up. That was awesome.
It was just a random. I watched a random video years ago, and I saw this guy doing it. He was making he was fixing a model or something, and he started mixing. Oh, we're exactly the same, like baking powder and soup. That can't work. So I actually mixed them up before doing the video, on top of like a little piece of wood, and I got to the point where I was using a hammer and chisel to try and break it, and it didn't break. So like, wow, that's strong. That's what I need to use. So that's what I used. I mean, it's still going really good now. I'm quite happy with it. So to have that trust in that sort of tank is vital.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be cheaper than buying a tube of silicone. It's quicker. You don't have to wait for a cure time. You don't have the odor. I mean, it's it was awesome. You did a good job of that. Yeah.
So it's and it's metal to glass as well, which is an unusual two items to stick together. That's and with the pressure of the water as well. I had to sort of trust it, so that's why I was smashing it to pieces with a hammer, sort of thing.
Yeah, you know, I get to these, like, I'll be on the Facebook market site just browsing around, and I love when I see people. Okay, just for example, here's a 55-gallon aquarium, but the top brace is broken, but I still want $300. I'm going, man, sir, if that top brace is if you're selling this tank the way it is with that top brace being broken, I'd give you $50.
Yeah, that's about
because you are taking away the strength of the tank. Without that thing, it's gonna bow and bust.
Yes, I mean, if you watched the video before when I were like, this is not good sort of thing on the first video, I was sort of stood at the end of the glass looking along the edge of it, and you could see like it was curving. So I just threw the pump in and started pumping water out, because I thought it's either going to be a good video because it's going to be a disaster and all the water's going to spill across my living room, or it's going to be a good video because I fixed the problem. So as I was pumping it out, heart's pounding, sweat's dripping off my brow, and I'm thinking this is going to be an absolute disaster if this tank bursts open. But I managed to get it sorted down to about a quarter, and then I was just like, I need to fix this immediately. So it just sort of went to me that about the baking soda and glue. And I thought, I wonder if that works. And so I got out the super glue, started mixing stuff up in the shed, and then it worked. So like, yeah, we're gonna use this. I do have some. I think is it K5 silicon as well, the tank silicon. So I'm gonna do a little bit of silicon over the top of there as well.
Well, one moment, let me grab.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever seen my videos or my content or followed me at all in the last, I think I've been doing it 2.5 years.
Yeah. So when I was talking, when you left some comments, I actually subscribed to your channel and looked through a number of videos, and the shorts are absolutely brilliant. There's some real good ones.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I've always been a class clown.
Yeah. I just instantly made me think Jack Black for some reason. I don't know why. We're good. And my favorite part of that is I get people laughing. I put a smile on people's face. I think as hobbyists, no matter what we get into, I think we can start taking ourselves a little bit seriously. And I like to break that up and add some humor. I know nothing about breeding. I know a lot. I've learned a lot over the years, but I'll tell you, hey, can I breed these two fish together? I'll be like, you're asking the wrong one, man. I don't know. But if you've watched any of the videos or live streams, I got a 300-gallon aquarium, filled it up the first week, came out one morning before work, bottom left-hand corner, a crack started to run. Oh, no.
I mean, you're talking about an 8-foot-long tank with half-inch thick glass. I'm going to replace it. I found the glass cheapest I can get, $610 to replace that back glass. It's going to happen because this was my dream tank, right? 300-gallon. So we're going to make it happen. It's sitting here empty. I've already ordered the silicone. I looked this stuff up, and I was doing my research. I got a glare there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
It's ASI, American Sealants. This stuff has a very high, what they call tensile strength. It's good for like 325 PSI per square inch. Jesus, it's good for up to 750-gallon aquariums.
Yeah.
So I figured if I'm going to fix this thing, we're going to spend the money and we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that could happen, David, is if I See where I'm streaming, all this is going to have to move. I have to tear everything down because I need
Yeah.
this spot in my garage. I'm going to take that tank, I'm going to lean it forward on some sawhorses right here. And then I'm getting that glass off and tore apart. When I get it back together, the last thing I want is a leak again. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna make sure we do it right the first time, you know?
Yeah, it is a problem. I mean, it's the first time I've ever come across a leak. No, sorry, it's not. It's the second tank that's let me down. The first one was the Oscar tank. I'm not sure if you saw that when it was spraying water across the fish room. I was doing some work in the garden in the summer, and I could sort of hear like a trickle of water when I was walking past the door here. And I thought, that's not a sound that is usually going off in the fish room.
Yeah.
So I've opened the door and it was just like pouring on the floor. Again, instant reaction. I filled a large bucket up with tank water from the tank, put the Oscars in it, made like a temporary tank in the bucket, and then just cried myself to sleep that night thinking how I'm going to fix it. It's just one of them things.
It's one of them, if you know type of things. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple of videos where fish keepers in their fish room, and they're like, anybody hear that noise?
Yeah.
What's that noise? Yeah.
Yeah, if you used to hear the sound of the fish room, you know when there's some burning or leaking.
I know when my canister filters, like if the impellers needs cleaned, they knock.
Yeah, they do.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I can hear that in the living room. We'll be sitting there.
The thing is, you could
Anybody hear that?
You could probably hear the same noise from about 50 miles away.
June wants to know if that trick works on glass, but it particularly the video was fixing the top plastic frame. June.
Yeah, so I'd like to say yes, but I'm not guaranteeing. You didn't hear it here, sort of thing. I'd probably, if it's glass to glass, I would probably use the silicon. I'd say the silicon's much stronger. The part that I was sticking to the glass was metal. It was like a metal brace that goes across the top, and that was sticking partly onto the glass and partly onto the like plastic frame around the outside. So I would probably go for the silicon if it's just glass, because it's got the flexibility to move with the glass. If it were something like the strut bars, then right now at this moment, I would recommend using the glue and baking soda. In fact, for any sort of repairs, it's a really good solution to most things, especially if you've got hobbies like we have in fish rooms and stuff. I will say, when you put the baking soda on the glue, it does smoke a little bit. Some sort of magical chemical reaction happens. I have no idea what it is. And if you get the baking soda and the glue on your hands together, it can burn you quite seriously. It's like it causes like a thermal reaction, so it gets really hot instantly. So if you do get them mixed on your hands, get your hands in some water quickly.
Will rubber gloves help?
Yeah, rubber gloves, and if you just sort of protect yourself from that,
okay,
it will burn you.
That's good information. Because I'll tell you what, if it happens to me, I'm going to be trying your trick.
Yeah, it's worth a go.
Now, what super glue did you lose? Because I know if you want to use super glue in the aquarium, they recommend use the gel type. But if you're fixing a frame, I don't think it matters up top, right?
No, I mean, I tend to use, is Gorilla Glue available there in the US?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I use the Cyanoacrylate 2 Gorilla Glue gel. That's the one I use for sticking a nubius and epiphyte plants to rocks and things. I tend to use that in the aquarium, but I did use the same one for the fix as well. So that's like the premium glue in the UK. Any sort of others are usually a cheap replica of that. So it's like you said, it's worth spending the money when you're relying on it to hold.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't fix it right the first time.
Yeah, it's not worth spending your money on cheaper products. You're best just buying the best stuff, and then you've got confidence in what you've done then as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And June and I are on the same page. She heats the house. And so when I moved my fish room out to the garage, it used to be in my dining room. I had to buy that Mr. Cool split unit. I don't know if you can see it up there. You can't see it, but it's a split unit, so it heats and cools. Right now, it's been the coldest winter we've had in a long time, and that thing keeps my tanks around 76 degrees, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that because I hate heaters. They always fail. at least every 2 years they recommend replacing them. I don't know how accurate that is, but with them turning on and off all the time, that internal switch always fails. It's either going to get stuck on or it's going to get stuck off. It's easier on the electric bill. It's one less thing in the tank to worry about. It's one less thing to buy. I heat the room. That's what I like to do.
Yeah. I mean, as far as them sort of glass heaters go, they are very unreliable. The Chinese type with the coil thing inside, I've had them explode on me before and all sorts of bad stuff. So you never know if it's going to sort of electrify the water at any point. And if you're putting your hands in like I do on a regular basis,
exactly.
You want to sort of be able to know that you're not going to.
Did you catch Whip's story there?
No, I can only see the ones that you're popping up at the minute. I can't see the actual live chat.
He said, June, my first 2 Oscars ever, the 2 that made me fall in love with the species, the 2 unknowingly were mistreated their whole lives, actually broke a glass heater, popped his breaker, and nearly died a second time when I realized the breaker was tripped and turned it back on and saw a flash from 2 rooms away.
Yeah,
but those are glass heaters like the one you got there. Obviously, they're not going to break that. So especially with Oscars. So I had to get, I don't know. I think it was, who makes that? PetSmart sells their stuff. Is it Top Fin or something that sells a heater that's almost looks, it's not plastic, fiberglass. I don't know what it's made out of, but they can't clang and beat that one around.
Just try and get some more light on us.
Jody P. I do like it. At the time, we got a good deal on it on Amazon. It was just under $1,000, but this is the 200 and some volt, 220 volt version. It's not the DIY version. That's 110 volts that you can just hook up yourself, quick connects. This one here, I went to school for electric, so I wired it myself, but I had somebody else install it. And then, of course, I had to have my HVAC guy come purge the lines to get the air out. And it's been doing a great job. It kept this garage. Of course, I had to insulate the ceiling in here, insulate the garage door. There was a lot of work involved, but it's doing a fantastic job regulating the temperature. And this was all open. I had like a single stall garage, David, that had kind of like a bump out over here.
Yeah.
Well, recently, I built a wall and put a door up because I had to turn that into a bird room for my wife's bird.
Yeah.
And so when I built the wall, I made sure to leave like mesh wire up top so the heating and cooling can go to that room over there too.
Yeah.
Now, I will say at night we have to keep the door open in order for that to stay warm enough in there. But once we open that door up in association with the vents up top, does a good job.
Yeah.
But so my fish room did get a little smaller, but that's okay. The only thing I had in that room was 155, mostly small tanks. And I got rid of all my small tanks.
Yeah.
I only have one 20-gallon long that has now cherry shrimp in it and a 29. Those are my smallest tanks, apart from my little 30-gallon Petco tank I found on the side of the road over there. 55 and up. I got 3 125s, 275s, 255s, a 65. Soon to 300. And then
yes, that's my mission for this year, to get some bigger grout tanks and probably get rid of some of the smaller tanks here. So I've got some space just behind the camera here, and there's a little bit just back at this corner. It's basically a shed what I've got, but it's in between a garage and a shed. It's not a small shed and it's not a big garage sort of thing. So I've not got space is very limited in here, and but I need to get some more bigger grout tanks, because I seem to be, when I first started breeding the fish, I struggled to get the fish to breed, and then the grouts weren't a problem. Whereas now I'm breeding the fish so frequently, I don't have the grout space to raise them up, and that's becoming a bit of a problem because I'm having to sort of give them away to friends, or rather than selling them in big bunches, I'm sort of just giving them all over the place. And
yeah,
I obviously want to make the money.
That's right.
So, yeah.
It helps. 120 plus degrees in the summer is hot, Jody. And just let me get caught up on chat a little bit, buddy. North Finn's in. Hey, Darius, good to see you, buddy. Which reminds me, when we're done with interviewing, if you want to stick around, I am doing one more giveaway. I have one more giveaway to do, and I'm going to do it on the stream. And that's for everybody If you're interested, the new Bug Pro sticks. So if you want a chance to win that, stick around, my friend. I will mail to you. I got a buddy, Webbs Aquatics. He's from the UK, and I mailed him some Northfin fish food. It wasn't bad. Everyone just screams. Now I'll say this: if you go USPS, the cheapest, it's not a whole lot different from mailing locally. But if you decide to use FedEx or UPS, you're talking $400 to $500.
Yeah. I've tried shipping things from the US, and it's just insane, the shipping to the UK.
Yeah, it is. But if you like, for me, it was USPS. It wasn't bad at all. Like $20. Ooh, you know, the big deal. But $20 is $20 these days. And there was something else. Northfin not seeing your food on Amazon yet. So yeah, they just came out with a new Northfin is my favorite fish food for multiple reasons. Not because they're just a sponsor of the channel, but I've talked about it so many times. But it's a very high quality fish food, man. It's like, you know, they say if you're looking for a high quality fish food, turn it around, look at the first few ingredients. If they're good, you're good. Well, they have like six or seven high quality ingredients as their first. So it's just fantastic food. And and Darius is the owner right here, and he's the one that manufactures it. And you talk about, you couldn't meet a nicer guy, down to earth, talks to you. He's just really fantastic guy. So that's another reason why I like to help push his brand and get it out there to different people. There was something I was going to say. So I talked about the giveaway that we're going to do. I think that's about it right now. So now, what are your future plans for your fish room as far as quantity? Is there going to be more? You plan on expanding, or are you kind of holding off on that with everything going on as far as the inflation?
Yes, like I said just previously there, I'm hoping to get some more tanks. The future goal is to be able to run the fish room more as a hobby rather than a business type of thing. I won't mind getting some more cichlids as well. I've been looking at the shellies and just other types of cichlids that there's a number. There's probably 300 that I want to keep eventually, but I wouldn't mind swapping around some of the fish that I've got. The Oscars will always stay, but some of the smaller fish that I've got going on, the rams and the guppy stuff, and I'm just sort of doing them. Although I do like the rams, rainbow fish is where my heart lies as well. I've got a little tank just here with praycocks and blue rainbows that I'm breeding at the moment as well. So I've got about 150 in there, just a little eyelash fry. But yeah, the plans are, I mean, I'd have a mansion as a fish room if I could.
Oh yeah.
But as it stands at the minute now, I'll probably just leave it with this for probably a couple of years, and then maybe do some home improvements and get a bigger garage put on the side of the house. And
I always loved the way you guys say garage over there.
Yeah,
I like. So I started saying it over here. I got my fish room in my garage.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm not making fun of you. I actually like.
No. It's one of them words, I suppose, that doesn't sound the same.
I want you to try to say garage once though.
Garage.
Yeah. Garage.
Garage.
But don't change it. I like garage. Got the garage. I like it.
I think garage sounds more hillbilly a little bit.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
No, I like it. So you talked about cichlids. What is your favorite? The South Americans, or do you like the Africans or the New Worlds?
Probably the South Americans at the moment. I've kept Malawis before, and they're just such a pain. I mean, I couldn't even give them away to people. They didn't want them. I managed to sort of get rid of them after about 6 months. I handed them off to a local shop, but the Malawis were real trouble. Once they got to that adult size, I just couldn't get them to stop fighting each other. I had to put like plastic dividers in and stuff and separate them all. And I don't know if it was the amount. I should have had more, because I started off with about 10. But when I was speaking to someone that's really into Malawis, was saying, like, for that size tank, you should have been at 20, 30 Malawis, because there was just too much space for them to sort of get to each other. And
I
So, yeah,
got I have a 75-gallon Mabuna tank.
yeah,
I started out with 10. If I could bring myself up and show it to you, but I think there's probably 50.
yeah,
They just keep pounding out the babies, man.
yeah, breeding, yeah,
My plan is I've got probably 2 goldfish left in that 125, farthest one back there. I thought I'd like to move them to a 125 because I really enjoy the colors and how they act, and I don't have a lot of aggression issues with them. I'd like to give them more room, and then when that 75 they're in now is available, I've been growing out some fish. I had some angels give birth a while back, and then I got 6 of them left, and they're growing just fine. But I want to get them out of that 30-gallon and put them in that 75. When the 300's fixed, all my Oscars are going in there. I got a guy online. He's a buddy of mine, Jim, Happy Place Aquatics. If you haven't seen him, sub to him.
yeah, well, yeah,
He's going to send me. He's got a crap ton of Severums.
yeah, I like
I
Severums.
want to put the Severums in there. I'm thinking about putting my big blood parrots in there. I have a big 12-inch long pleco I want to put in there. It's just going to be a big, kind of like a big community tank. And we'll see how it works out, but you never know who's going to, because those blood parrots got attitude.
Yeah.
So what's your most aggressive fish you have?
It sounds stupid, but I'd probably say the betters.
Oh, no. Oh,
Or
yeah.
the
Absolutely.
Oscars, the Oscars probably. Obviously, if I put another Oscar in there at that size, they're not going to be very friendly. But I'm not far enough into the hobby to know much about the cichlids at the moment. I'd probably do a bit more. I need to get some more research in with the cichlids. I think I got the Malawis too early. I didn't understand the hobby as much as I needed to when I got the Malawis, and I think that was the problem. It wasn't the fact the fish were aggressive. It was more an inexperienced fish keeper had the Malawis in a tank, and I didn't know enough about the hobby to understand what was going on at the time. I think I know a little bit more now, but I'm still miles away from being a cichlid keeper. I think you've got to do a lot of research if you keep in cichlids, especially the larger ones. The types that you've got in your fish room are a lot more difficult than my fish room's. More of a community tropical vibe, so we do the planted tanks and all that sort of stuff. You've got to know what you're doing with the cichlids to stop the aggression or see the aggression early to be able to fix the problem before it sort of starts killing fish off and causing real issues.
Yeah. You're right. Like, for example, tiger barbs, one of my favorite fish. I got a 55 of them over here.
Yeah.
Now they go after each other and fight. But the same with my Mbunas, I really don't have a lot of aggression out of them. And I just find the more you put in there, the better. And it creates sight breaks. Jungle Vow, big pieces of driftwood, stuff to break the line of sight, things to swim around and go in, a place to claim as their own, especially with the Mbunas. I had that thing filled with Texas holly rock because they are a rock dweller.
Yeah.
And as overstocked as it is, I don't have issues of them fighting each other to the death. Now they'll chase each other, but it quits after that. Also, a powerhead, believe it or not, acts like a dither fish. Not only is that powerhead, if you point it up to the surface, it's going to get that gas exchange going. If the flow is going to come down like this, hit the substrate, and put it on the same side that your filter inlet's on, it's going to help send that crap to the inlet of the filter and take it out. But it also, that flow, they swim in it and it gives them something to do. It distracts them. I'm doing all the things, and I've never had one of these fish kill each other to death. Not once. I can't say that. I had one that they bullied when I first got them. I put him in a tank. He healed, but I never put him back in there. Now he's in that 125 community tank with the blood parrots and angels and tetras are in there. Yeah. Loves it. He's happy, and he's probably got bigger than any of the other Mbunas that are in that tank now. Yeah. And so I said, why fix what is? That's another thing. Keep it simple. Don't fix it if it's not broken. I left them in there. I never put them back with imbunas. Why? Why would I do that? Because that's the other thing. When you're buying aggressive fish, you want to add about 6 at a time, not 1. That's a good number, about 6, because 1, you're not going to overload your biofiltration. And 2, if there is going to be aggression to the new guy, it's spread amongst the 6 of them. Not one of them is going to get singled out, right?
Yeah.
So just tricks like that. And I'll tell you, it's been, now every fish is different. They all have different personalities. What works for me might not work for you. But I find doing all the tricks has been great for me.
Yeah, it's I think it's a lot of it's through experience. Like I like to listen to people's experiences in fish keeping, because everyone's got like a different tweak to how they do things. You know, you can walk in one person's fish room and it's like, you know, jungle tanks everywhere. Then you go in the next person's and then there's just like no plants, rocks everywhere. And I love that variety, because everyone sort of does it their own way, and no way is kind of right, but it always works.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's why I love the hobby as well. It's great.
Like Branton here says, he used to keep minimal decor in his African tanks so they weren't fighting over structure.
Yeah.
I did the opposite. I wanted to provide them a place that they can each call their own. So that worked for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just neat. And, you know, we just got done having an argument with a guy that made a crappy comment on Jim's last video he put out. Welcome to Happy Place Aquatics, where aggressive fish will fight each other to the death. And all we were trying to do is explain to the man, dude, fish just like people have different personalities.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to happen. If you can sit here and say you've never had fish fight each other, don't piss down my neck and tell me it's raining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing. And that's where he could have led different. It was just a whole mess, but we got him sorted out one way or the other. But it's like, what works for you may not work for me. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. There's fish that says you can't, unless it's totally ridiculous, like an Oscar with a freaking Tetra, right? We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But there's fish they say you should keep together that people put together and they're fine.
Yeah.
You have that problem where they hate each other. They have different personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what's going to happen until you try it and see what happens. Then if there's an issue, be prepared. Have another place to take that fish and put it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, the first tank I set up, being a total novice, no research whatsoever, I had 10 Malawi cichlids and 5 bala sharks together, until the bala sharks got to like this. And then I was like, oh no, what's going to go on here? So I had to get rid of the bala sharks, and then I just made it into the Malawi only. But me taking, because they all used to play in isolate, but me taking the bala sharks out away from the Malawis created that change that made the Malawis fight. And that's when I realized I didn't know enough about Malawis to keep them. So I decided to get rid of the Malawis and shut the tank down. Then I got into the tropical fish and the smaller community style fish.
That'd be great, Tommy. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, David. And then like Jody was saying, up here, right here, a lot of time before, of course, when mating season's in, tensions are on the rise, and that's probably about impossible to not have aggression at that time.
Yeah,
you know. So, but again, like I said, I'm not a breeder. If my fish are having babies, it's just because, one, I keep my tanks good, my water quality good, but it's just my luck. I would love to breed my tiger barbs, because I want to add more tiger barbs to this tank. There's got to be a female in there, but I think they're all males, but they have never had babies. I would love to spawn them. I have no idea how to do it. I can research it, you know what I mean? But I'd like to talk to somebody who's done it and get those little tips.
I've had a little go with the tiger barbs. They are difficult because the babies are so small. Yeah, the babies are really small to feed. You need stuff like infusoria and foods like that to get them going up onto brine shrimp, or, the first foods.
Would the aquarium co-op or the Northfin fry starter powder food be just as good?
It would
to
be
get them
after,
up there.
It would be after about a week. you'd have to feed them like Infusoria or Paramecium for the first week, and then that's what I do with the rainbows or green water. So I've just got a tank. Well, it's not a tank; it's like a plastic tote thing, and I just have a light on it constantly, so it's just full of green water. I just get like a turkey baster and suck some of that up and spray it around the tank every day. And
so you do what Mad Mex does. Mad Mex, I don't mean to interrupt you, Mex. Here's what he does.
Yeah,
he just lets them eat the green water until they get up to that point to brine shrimp and such.
As soon as you get them on brine shrimp, any fish they'll grow to adults at that point. The hardest part's the first week with some fry like a gupper. You can just throw powdered fry food at them. I use Akari First Bites, but I can't get sort of Norfin or Sarah really in the UK. The only ones that are available to me really is the Akari First Bites. So that's the one I use, the powdered one. I just do like Dean off Dean's Fish Room. I use the makeup brush technique where you flick it across the top, and that just covers the top of the water there, and the fry will just go up to it then and get what they need.
Yeah.
So I usually do the green water Paramecium or Infusoria for about a week, and then do the Akari First Bites for about another week, and then after that I'm onto the brine shrimp then, and then I know I'm going to get them up to adults at that point. Okay,
very cool. So I heard that so tiger barbs, they're not egg scatterers, right? They're not, or they're egg scatterers. Their eggs aren't sticky.
No. So the way I did it was I got a plastic tote, filled it up to the top of water, and then I just put like about 10 pebbles in a circle, like in the middle, and then just chuck the tiger barbs in there. And what they'll do is they'll like spawn next to each other, and they'll drop their eggs into the pebbles. And I left them for about 3 days, and then just fished the adults out, and then they hatched out and come to the top of the water. Then just start your feeding. Then as soon as you see them, but they are a fiddly one. They're a bit like neon tetras, and they're very small. Fry to get them going at the beginning is quite difficult, because with something like a ram, I use like a Fluval breeder box. You get like a 1 litre, 2 litre hang on one. I use them for the rams. So what I'll do is I'll get a torch and shine it in one corner, and all the rams will go to the light, and then that way I can just target feed them. I'll mix like a bit of Akari First Bites with tank water and squirt it straight over the top of them like a cloud. Mm-hmm. But with the tetras, they're all over the place, swimming all over, so there's no real way to target feed the fry. So you can get a lot of losses at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, because I'm going to try and do tetras to breed for profit, but the amounts that you're getting and the difficulty in sort of feeding the fry made it sort of not viable to try and breed for profit.
When those angelfish had babies, they put it on a Amazon sword leaf. Yeah. And this is the last time a big pleco got to them and destroyed all the eggs. This time, and it was, thank God for Swiffle. I don't know if you ever met SWFL. He's in here all the time.
Yeah.
He talked me through how to raise them, and I did. And out of the probably 150 there were, I've got 6 left. But they're doing great. And I would have never got through that. So I'm very new to that stuff, but I enjoyed it. And it's real rewarding to raise them up from babies like that.
It's great, yeah. I'm a bit of a science freak, so I love the science behind everything, and the way, like you say, hatching them out and then growing them up in the tanks. Probably it's really rewarding then. So.
Yeah, it is. And Whip, Texas Holy Rock has got to be probably hands. I got the Dragonstone, the Sirius Stone, the River Rocks, you name it, I've had it all. Texas Holy Rock, especially for a Malawi cichlid tank, because what's nice about it is limestone, basically, but it's got holes all through. It's perfect for mbunas. It raises the pH naturally and buffers it naturally, which is great. You never want to use chemicals. You know that as a breeder. Yeah. And but it is expensive. Now, this lot that I got came free with a tank and a brute garbage can, ton of it. But I do, my mbunas are going to get moved to a 125 eventually, and I'm going to need a lot more Holy Rock. So if anybody has any leads on some Texas Holy Rock, like Tommy said earlier, see if we can send me, that'd be fantastic, because it is expensive.
Yeah, I use the because where I live in the countryside, so a lot of our water comes through the peat moss in the hills and then goes into the reservoirs. So my tap pH is like 6.5, which is a bit too low for some of the fish that I've got. So I choose like the media bags with
Crushed
coral.
coral.
Yeah, and just every tank that I've got's got coral in.
Yep, that's what I do. And so they say with crushed coral, you can put it as a substrate. You can put it in your filter. The problem with putting it in a filter is it exhausts a lot faster.
Yeah.
The problem with using it as a substrate, it'll last longer, but when it's exhausted, you have to replace all that.
Yeah.
And that's talking about getting rid of a hefty portion of your beneficial bacteria. So you'd have to do it in sections. And it's kind of sharp and jagged, so it holds on to a lot of debris. So for me, that was out. What I found is get pair of your wife's stockings or something like that and put it in bags. Place it behind a rock in your aquarium or somewhere, which is nice because actually the Mbunas dug holes under it. We're having babies under there.
Yeah.
And so it provides a place for that, and it lasts longer. And when you need to replace it, all you got to do is grab the sack, pull it out, and redo it. That's the way I do it. Way to go, Aquatic Moose. That's what to do. Let's overfill our aquariums and make a mess everywhere. I saw that. And I've
done that a few times.
Plan B is a must. Plan C is a good idea too. Just be safe. Have a plan D and an E while you're at it. Yeah. I have never overfilled a tank, and I'm undefeated on that. So now I said something, it'll probably happen, but
yeah,
I've never ever overfilled a tank. So we'll see if we can keep that going. What else? And then I noticed actually knocked a glass thermometer on the Cook Creek floor. Oh, that's good. Get the mercury everywhere. Moose, it might be time to get back to bed today and then try again tomorrow. Does anybody have any questions for David here over at Horizon Fish Keeping? Have any questions for him? Ask. He's from the UK. He breeds fish. He sells fish. He's got a nice setup over there. As you see, he did it all himself. It's air driven, right? All air driven, right?
Every one of them, yeah.
Now, what pump do you use? Are you into that linear pump that's been out? That's supposed to be badass.
I've got a cheap one at the minute because I couldn't afford an expensive one. The budget was running out, so I've got. I don't even know what make it is. It's not like the linear piston pumps that you see on like Aquarium Corp with a plastic round. It's basically the insides of that.
Okay.
On show. I'll try and show you that actually, and then
yeah.
I can get this around. So it's there might be some cobwebs up there.
I see it. Yeah. Okay.
So it's made of Chinesium, the best quality Chinesium, by the way. That if there was any way that this fish room could explode or burn down, that would be the reason why. So that will be getting replaced very quickly this year because now tanks are air driven only. I need to upgrade that part of my fish room quickly.
That's cool. Chinesium.
Yeah.
I would do so. My favorite filtration, and this is going to lead into my next question for you. My favorite filters are canisters.
Yeah,
hands down. I've had them all over the years. Sponges, HOBs, internals. I've never had the undergravel filter, and I've never used a sump. I love my canister filters. Fluvels being my favorite.
Yeah.
That's why I like this recent filter that Higer sent me because it is a hang on the back canister filter.
Nice.
Right up my alley. And I needed one for this 65-gallon I got back here because I have a 20-gallon long QT tank under there. So I can't sit a canister filter under there. So this is perfect. And so that's been running since yesterday, and I'm testing it out and trying it. My biggest thing is how long will it run before the flow starts to slow down?
Yeah.
Because I can go 7 to 8 months, possibly a year before I have to clean my Fluval FXs in 07 or 06 series. And don't have an issue. So we're going to test this thing. We're putting it to a good test, and I'm hoping it can last quite a while. But we'll see. It's a lot smaller than those other canister filters. I don't expect too much out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't like hanging the back filters anymore, man. They're too much maintenance. It seems like they're always clogging, or the impeller's always stopping, You got to clean them weekly. They're slowing down. They overflow no matter what you do. You don't have a lot of room for media. It's like you get no hanging the backs for me, man. So what is your favorite? And sponge filters are cool for certain applications. They're not going to do good in an overstock 75-gallon bin.
I agree.
Or an Oscar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. So canisters are my favorite by a million miles. I've got on the house tanks, I've got canisters on both my display tanks. So I think it's the Fluval 3 or whatever it's called on the smaller one. And then I've got a Tetra 1000 on the big tank, which is just an absolutely massive bucket full of everything. Coral, I've got bio rings in there, fine filter floss, coarse filters. It's just rammed with everything I could find to put in there. But like you say, it's down to the application. So on the grout tank there, I've got an Eheim 200 Pro Summit in that tank, which is a internal filter. That's just for flow in that tank. I've also got sponges in there. And the reason why I've got sponges air-driven, and the only reason I've got air-driven sponge filters is cost. To have canisters and internal filters, they're all plugged in independently. To have canisters in here would be just not a good idea. The only other option that I'm thinking about, once to do with the bigger tanks, I'm going to run a 4-foot tank as a sump for filtration for the whole rack on one, like the whole side, and have them joint together on a auto water change. That's an up and coming plan for this year, hopefully, maybe the back end of this year. But yeah, I'd say canisters are my favourite. I mean, I ain't cleaned my filter out for 6 months in the big tanks, but there's like 5 million plants in both tanks.
Yeah,
there's loads of filtration in there. Basically, the only reason they're there is to pick up particles out of the water. That's the only reason.
Oxygen
and to buffer the water, because I've got Purigen in to take the tannins out of the wood, and I've also got Coral in to buffer the pH a little bit.
Now let me ask you this: you use it, the Seachem Purigen?
Yeah,
I used that for a while, and I mean, I could see the water was clear. I have found, I contacted Boyd Enterprises, see if I could do a review on the products, and they did. They sent me the videos out there. They sent me about all the different versions of their chemical filtration.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, man, I have never seen better results with a chemical media than I have with Chemipure. Chemipure.
Yeah.
And that's what they make. And I also use their Vitachem once a week, which is multivitamin for fish.
Yeah. And
but that Chemipure, man, I actually watched it. It's on the video. I showed it, tested it. It didn't last, but it actually did lower my nitrates and my tanks.
Yeah. The Purigen.
And Purigen, I was quadrupling the dose. Yeah. I had the big bottle, and it never gave me the results that Chemipure did in smaller sacks.
Yeah, so it seemed to run out quickly. I mean, I haven't been into the filter since I put it in. You know, the little bags with the little stones in or whatever. I haven't been into the filter, but I probably won't use it again because it seems to have, maybe a month and then the tannins are back. So, I mean, I don't mind that little tint of tannins because I've got the Fluval lights on there, the plant lights. So it gives that weird sort of effect on the water, like the shimmer, and the fish seem to stand out a little bit more with the tannins. So, I mean, it's not brown and it's not clear. It's like in between. But it looks really cool at the minute. So that'll probably get replaced with something different. Maybe just some more crushed coral, just to sort of, now I know that I can leave it that long without any sort of adverse effects. I think the coral, just to maybe push the buffering capabilities up a little bit. Probably use a bit more of that.
Now, tannins, they're actually good for your aquarium.
Yeah.
They have antibacterial, antifungal properties in them, and they reduce stress. They're a natural way to keep fish healthy for sure. But most of us don't like that tea brown any longer. That Mapani driftwood, oh my God, it seems to never end with that.
Yeah.
But it does. The resin, and especially carbon. I don't use carbon for anything other than to remove meds after I may have had to treat, because it's saturated within 2 days, and it's worth it. But Chemipure uses a mix of a high quality carbon and a high quality resin together. And man, I'm telling you, try if you can get Chemipure.
Yeah, I'll have a look
at versions. There's ones for planted tank, which is Chemipure green. There's Chemipure blue, which is for your more like your African cichlid tanks. My water was clear, and it's good. It comes in sacks. You wash it out, you throw it in the filter.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to have you try that to see if it takes care of your tannins longer.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. I never liked the idea of recharging the Purigen with the bleach and stuff.
I never did that.
I'm not sure it even works. I think it just bleaches the outside of whatever it is, and then just the idea of having bleach going back into the fish tank is just not going to run with me. I don't. It's just not something I like to. I'm not willing to do that. Bleaching the fish tank. We take chlorine out for a reason. Adding it back in with bleach is not a good idea in my eyes.
I agree with you. I never did it either. When it was done, I tossed it out and filled a new bag up.
Yeah, that's why I do exactly the same.
I'm an impatient person, so that
I've seen
recharging crap.
I've seen videos on YouTube and they're giving it the bleach treatment, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? That's insane. And then they're like, just make sure you wash it out. You'd have to wash that thing out for about a week for it to be totally gone.
Yeah, and then I would imagine you have to completely let it dry, because once you dry it out completely, that's going to get rid of any residual bleach that is left. So you're talking about a process that's going to take weeks.
Yeah, it's just it's not.
Throw it out and add more.
Yeah, buy some more. Yeah.
But it is. I like the Chemipure. They do the mix between the carbon and the
I'll check that out.
The resin. Very good stuff. So if I don't use chemical filtration, but if I was, it'd be Chemipure. I use their Vitachem once a week, every Saturday, and I put it. It comes in a bottle. Whoops! It comes in a bottle that you have to take a teaspoon and put it in there in drops, or you can just drop and count.
Yeah.
What I did, man, is I took an old, the Thrive fertilizer.
Oh yeah, with the.
I took one of them pump bottles.
Yeah.
And put it in there, and I took a measuring cup to see how many actual milligrams I get per pump.
Yeah.
And it is 10 pumps. If I do 10 pumps, I get exactly what I need. So now I can just go around, boom, 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 squirt them. All right. Every aquarium, I'm done in seconds. Yeah.
Whatever makes life easier,
Yeah, makes it quicker. I pump it all, man. And I make sure it's accurate with the doses before I do it, because you never want to underdose or overdose. So I test it. Now I can just go around and go, I'm done. Everybody got their body cam. I did the same thing with the, what was it? There's something else I did that with. Just makes things a lot easier. Like you with all of them tanks, you could just go peep, 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 one pump in each tank. Pump, pump.
Yeah.
There's Father Fish coming in. Nice to meet Horizon. Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in, Father Fish.
I actually watch a lot of Father Fish's content. I like this. I love the substrates and the natural look tanks.
To be honest with you, and ever since I've learned about the Father Fish method, if I have a smaller tank, and when I say smaller, I'm talking 10 up to, I would even go to a 40-gallon breeder.
Yeah.
There is no other way I'd keep a tank other than a dirted sand capped aquarium packed full of aquariums. You never have to do, or plants. You never have to do anything with them.
Brilliant,
you never have algae issues.
Great concept. It's brilliant. Yeah. I remember watching the first video from Father Fish and just thinking, how is it even working? Because I'm quite new to fish keeping as well, and I'm like, everyone's telling me to get these pumps and lights and got to be a certain way, and then you watch something that's just so simple, but it's totally biologically correct. It's a way to do it.
Would you like me to see if he wants to come up? Do you have any questions for him?
Whichever, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I've got any questions. It's kind of like a start compared to all you guys are like massive YouTube channels. Because my channel's so small.
I'm small. We're all small in the grand scheme of things. Okay, he says he'd love to come up. All right, Father Fish. I'm putting the link in the chat for you now. Paste. Boom. And then he can come up and you have any questions for him, by all means, this is the man to talk to with breeding. You've been doing it for years. So if we can help you, that'd be fantastic. Don't be afraid to. He's a good dude. You ever talked to him at all?
No.
Very down to earth.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
How we doing?
You gotta.
We've never met. I'm happy to meet you.
You gotta put your mic closer to you, sir. That'll be better.
Let me cut the volume off of my YouTube.
You got a fanboy here.
Yeah, I love the channel. Power Fish, it's great.
That's one. Where am I? There. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
You got me? Okay. Yeah, my mic is funny.
So Horizon's breeding fish. He's making money at it. So I didn't know if you had any tips that you could share with him to help make his business easier and better.
I just was admiring your racks, your fish room. Love to get. Yeah, have you got a video covering?
Yeah,
I'm sure you do. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I've got lots of videos.
Yeah.
Can I have a moderator share Horizon's channel, please?
I'll do that right away.
It's just a little quiet. The microphone.
I don't know if I can do any.
There you go. That right there was real
If I
good.
sit up instead of slouching, that'll help. And let's get
There
rid
you
of
go.
that thing and stick it in front of my mouth.
That's brilliant.
much
Yeah.
better.
All right. Well, now that's the first contact I've had with you.
Yeah.
I really dislike the way YouTube handles niche channels. They lock us down and they keep us away from each other.
Yeah.
You know, I estimate there are about a dozen little tiny fish tuber niche segments that are by YouTube completely separated from each other, and it's tough as nails to try to bridge that.
I found
There's Tommy. Hey, Tommy.
I found once I got over 1,000 subscribers, I seem to be sort of joining people that have got more subscribers.
Yeah.
Before the 1,000 mark, I was getting sort of lower subscriber channels, 200.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I
it
don't
seems
know
to
what we
be.
know about it. There were some people talking about moving over to Rumble, but Rumble's not a happy place to be. I don't know what to do. I can't figure out how to use X in a constructive way.
Yeah,
I at least trust it for not censoring me. But
well, that's what's nice about Rumble. You got a little bit more freedom of speech over there.
that's right.
YouTube.
That's
Now,
exactly
Tommy,
right.
I'll tell you who to talk to, Butterfish is, and I've been over there for a year. You've been over there longer, but Tommy here, he's really done his research, and over there, he'd be the guy to get a hold of to any help with Rumble, and my fish tanks.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I would like to build a community somewhere where we can actually do it.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. So you're gonna guys are gonna be
I
on
am
Rumble.
too. I'm also on X, Patreon. I don't remember TikTok, one or two others. I just made the decision about a month ago to get on every platform.
Yeah,
What,
it helps networking.
Yeah.
What streaming service do you use? Like, is it like StreamYard or
StreamYard.
StreamYard?
Yeah, I use StreamYard.
Yeah, that's
I
the one I've
tried the
said.
others. It's the simplest, least complicated thing, and it does a lot. I
Yeah,
mean, there are things you can't do but the things you can't do, I don't know how to do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I find it to be seamless too. Like I tried Restream, Streamlabs.
Yeah.
StreamYard works smoother with all the platforms with minimal issues.
I
That's
was
the one-
on Streamlabs for a while, and I kept getting my feet tangled up.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Too complicated for me.
Horizon, can you set your channel to allow us to get notifications?
I can do it. I'll do it after the stream. I'm just on my phone at the moment, so it's my computer's in the house, but I will set it to notifications, no problem. And thanks for subscribing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. If you don't know him, subscribe to him.
I
So-
appreciate that.
Do you have any questions for Father Fish that you think he can probably help you with your business and breeding and things
So
like
what
that?
do you do? Yeah, tell me a little bit about what you're doing
Yes.
for us.
So I'm trying to build a fish room basically without spending any of my own money from work.
A good job.
So what I did is I started off with 3 tanks, really cheap ones from the like the PetSmart type of thing in England, Pets at Home it's called. Bought 3 small tanks, started breeding fish, and I've basically sold fish to pay for everything that I'm doing now. So I've got up to 21 tanks. I'm breeding German blue rams, rainbow fish. I've only been keeping fish for around 3 years, probably 2 or 3 years.
Huh.
So I'm new to the hobby. But like I was saying earlier in the stream, I had a small tank with some bristlenose plecos that bred. And once I saw the eggs hatch and the little fry on the glass, I was just addicted to fish keeping. I wanted to breed everything. So, like I say, for the last 3 years, I've been reading books, looking on the internet, watching videos on YouTube, setting up little project tanks just to try and have a go. And I've been quite successful in the breeding part of the fish keeping. So that's what I do. That's what I'm doing now. But I want to get it to a point where I'm happy with the fish room and start keeping more tanks as a hobby rather than trying to build the fish room through profits. So that's what
you pick more high dollar fish. That's important
yeah.
because you can't make any money selling trash guppies. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. So I started off with guppies.
Or convict cichlids or something.
Yeah, I started off with guppies and I was making, $10 a week out of it. Not very much.
Yeah, if you're really good at line breeding
Yeah,
and are willing to put 5 years into it, you can make a lot of money with guppies.
yeah,
But it takes a horrendous amount of discipline and skill to be able to do it. The guys that I've known, most of them are gone. There are a few left, and a few coming up.
So
The best now are in Japan.
I found the best profit fish for me is German blue rams.
Absolutely.
Or any rams in particular, gold ones.
Absolutely. Apistos are another one. Yeah, they're high dollar fish.
Yeah, so what I do is I'll collect up, I'll do 200-300 at a time, and then I'll sell them in bulk, which gives me a better profit.
That's smart. That's really smart.
So I sell them really cheap, but in massive numbers.
The time it takes to sell 100 fish one at a time
Yeah,
prolongs the agony.
yeah, it does. Yeah,
Being able to sell them for 25% of that and get rid of all of them at once gives you an immediate profit and allows you to move forward.
that's what I've been, because when I first started, I was trying to sell them individual, but then you'd end up with like 6 fish in a tank that didn't want to be sold.
Yeah, exactly.
They were holding the tank up, so
Yeah.
I managed to get in touch with a local fish shop in my town, and the guy that owns it, he just said, whatever you breed me. I sort of said, what do you want first? And he was like, rams and apistos and angelfish, anything like that. It's a bit more difficult to breed, the rainbow.
Yeah.
And I said, what if I could get you sort of like 300, 400 German blue rams? And he said, yeah, I'll take them all in one go. So I was like, I need to set up this tank and be successful at it. So I started looking into water parameters, how to keep the fish, the temperatures. And I set up a tank, and within 24 hours, the 2 fish bred that I bought. So I took the spawn and I've just mothered them to death. And I managed to get the spawn to hatch, grow them up. And then I set up, out of the 2 fish that I bought, the male and females, I set up another 5 breeding tanks with the pairs that I'd already bred.
Nice.
And then I did that for a few weeks on the same pair. And then I bought another pair, which were from a different bloodline, and then mixed all the bloodlines up.
Perfect.
And it started getting the better coloration, and I made the fish better, and then I started selectively keeping the better parents. So now I do the super red ones. It started off as a bit of a pink nose, But now all the babies, after 2 months old, they've got like a bright red nose.
Oh, wow. It's so nice to hear from somebody who's brand new, who's just got an insight into what this is all about.
Yeah.
And is able to jump on it. That's exciting. Happy for you.
Thank you very much. But yeah, it's gone pretty well this year. And then I started the YouTube channel to try and show what I'd learned from each species. So once I'd bred the German Blue Rams 6 or 7 times, I thought, yeah, I'm being successful. I'll make a video and try and show other people how to my way.
Absolutely.
And then I did the rainbow fish. I did the prey cocks for a little while.
Oh, I wanted to say something to you about that. How you doing with the grow out with the rainbows?
It's slow.
Yeah. You can speed it up by putting them in a larger volume of water, like a vat or a tub or even a pool. Like a kiddie pool. They'll grow twice as fast.
That's
what's the minimum water volume are you talking about? Like 40 gallons, 120 gallons?
Oh no, go to 400 or 500 to 1,000. Something pond like.
Yeah, so I've got a 500-litre tank in my house, and once the babies get to, because the rainbows are for me. I'm a bit of I love rainbow fish. So they're just sort of. I do sell a few when I get massive numbers of one. I'll sell a few, but most of them go into my rainbow tank with my Bozeman eyes, and I've got blues and reds, Bozeman eyes, all sorts in there.
And it's like a year to get them up to size.
Yeah, they get a lot quicker once they've dropped in the big tank. I must admit, they do grow a lot.
Right. Think about or look at the possibility of setting up a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Or something, maybe one of those farm tubs. I've got one. That's 400 gallons.
Yeah.
It will cut the grow out time in half.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah,
nice to pop in and chat with you guys.
Yes.
I'm at my store and we just opened and somebody just walked in the door. So I'm going to need to go take care of a customer here.
It's lovely to speak to you, Firefish. Anyway, thanks for dropping on.
Thank you. I'll be sure to subscribe and appreciate the Salient one. One of the true geniuses.
Now you're pushing it. Thank you for coming up, my friend. Appreciate you
very much.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Go take me on.
Sure.
Take me on.
Kick you out?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that was great.
Yeah, I always like when he comes up and hangs out. Always learn something. He had a live stream with him a while back. He come up and he actually sent me his dirt, and sent me some wonderful plants. And I did a true Father Fish style 10-gallon aquarium with him guiding me doing it. Just check that live stream out. That was really cool.
Yeah, I'll check
and
the
plants are doing great. He did infect me with duckweed, by the way.
Duckweed is my nemesis in this fish room. It's like every tank's just got a sheet of duckweed on top. Drives me insane.
There. He was stuck backstage there. I had to kick him out, but he told me to. Anytime you can learn from somebody that's been doing it longer, has all the tips.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a big fan of, keep your mouth shut and your ears open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree 100%. You can learn a lot from.
So, I didn't know. He heard me. He hates duckweed. Yeah, but it's cool. I actually like it. I like seeing how it floats around the tank with the little roots coming down. I like it, but it is a virus.
Yeah, I agree. I love the fact that
for some reason I can't hear you, buddy.
Am I there?
You're not muted on my end.
No. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me?
Why are you?
No.
Let me try something.
No good.
You there now?
I'm not sure if is it my. Can you hear me? Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. This might be my fault. Let me check my audio. No, I'm still connected to my headphones.
Says that it's all good here. Can anyone else comment?
There you go. Now you're back. You back now?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me all
I
right?
just did a test on my headset and I could hear you talking. You know, if I go to settings and hit audio and click these, I hit test and it plays music, but I could also hear you talking. But I can't hear you talking right now.
That's not good.
What the heck? Let me try something.
Sound check.
Are you there now?
Yep. Yeah, I'm still there.
Why did I lose you on my audio?
Wonder if it's. Can you hear me now? That's very strange.
You not there now?
Yep, I'm still here. I'll try. I've got a microphone. Try this, just in case it is me.
You there now?
Yeah. Still there.
For some reason, I couldn't hear you through my headset anymore, so I had to put you on my little sound bar here. You there still? I heard you on my sound bar, and now I don't.
It's really strange.
There you are.
Yeah.
I hear you now.
I've got my microphone on. It must have been. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just.
I don't
saying,
know.
Go on, say.
I didn't know if it was on your end or my end, but either way, we got that figured out.
Yeah. I've just put. Yeah, I was saying. I do like duckweed for the pulling out the nitrates and stuff, but it just multiplies way too fast in the tanks. Like literally every week, you just end up with, like, you can probably see behind. Oh, this is even worse.
Hey, let me ask you this while you're talking. Do you hear yourself talking?
No.
Okay, because I wanted to test it out with my sound bar with my microphone right here.
Do you want you? Oh, do you mean? Can I hear it through your end? No, it's not echoing back or anything.
Yeah, so I had you on my headset just in case, you know, my microphone would pick
Yeah, we're
the
bouncing
speaker
back.
up.
Yeah,
If
no,
you're
it
not
sounds,
hearing it, if it sounds great, we'll do that because I like these, but they get on my nerves after a while.
Yeah, after the hour mark.
Yeah. So you were saying, I didn't mean to interrupt you. The duckweed.
Yeah, the duckweeds. I like the properties of duckweeds, just like any other plant where it's pulling out the nitrates and filtering the water and things. But it just multiplies way too fast in any of the aquariums that I've got.
Yeah.
I mean, after a week, it's sort of like an inch deep and the whole way across and stopping the water flow and all sorts of.
Yeah. Now, you are more than welcome to stay up on panel, but I'm going to do this giveaway real quick.
Yeah, I'm
go
back out for now. And thanks for inviting us up anyway. That way, I've got some errands to run this afternoon. So,
okay.
But thanks for letting us come up, and especially, getting Five Fish to come on. That's great. So I really appreciate it.
No, the pleasure's all on this end of things. And if you guys can, if a moderator will please share Horizon David's channel again, check him out, sub to him.
Thank you very much. So I'll catch you guys later, and have a good one. Peace out.
You too, my friend. Very cool. Because we are approaching, we got less than 30 minutes to 2 hours. So I am going to do a quick giveaway on this last bag of new Northland Foods, which is the Bug Pro sticks, the Bug Pro that everybody likes in a stick version. It'll be one giveaway. We're going to do that. And then let's do that. So I have to go to the Fish Fam link. Every time I cough, that bird over there complains about it. All right. I always do this. Forgot to scroll up. All right. Put in a chat hashtag Northfin for a chance to win the Northfin Bug Pro sticks. That's it. Get them in, get them in, get them in, get them in. That's right. Tommy, I see Jim over at Happy Place Aquatics failed to grace me with his presence this morning. I will be driving to his house and flattening all the tires in his car so he cannot work or get his hip replaced. That's my plan. Let me know if you want to help me, Tommy. Let's go over here and refresh the wheel. We got Cecil, Mel, Jim's Fish. We've got Melvin. We've got June, Peplin, Scotty, Tommy, Rosie, and so into you so far. So keep it coming. Hashtag Northfin Foods. This one is on you, Jesse. I hear him. What do you mean, Whips? I'm down. Let's go get him. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I mean, I'm always on his live streams. He pops in for 2 minutes on mine and leaves, and you don't see him again. You know, today he hasn't come in at all. So we're going to do something about it. Hashtag Northfin. Hashtag Northfin. Let's refresh. So far, 10 entries, now 12. Keep them coming. Keep them coming because there's one giveaway today. For those just coming in, the new Northfin Bug Pro sticks. I have been feeding these to my fish since I've got it. They love it. It looks like little worms, so they attack it. He's been here, Jesse. We hear him just fine. You are 5 minutes behind, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we got that figured out. I think it was on his end, Whip, because after he did his mic thing or whatever, I was able to hear him. I lost him for some reason or another. My headset's fully charged. It was connected. I changed to the speaker, and it was the same thing. I couldn't hear him on the speaker. And then whatever he did with his mic, he came through. So I'm pretty sure it was on his end, but I could be wrong. Hashtag Northfin. Let's refresh. 13. We got 13. We got 21 people in here and only 13 entering the giveaway. Everybody put in hashtag Northfin. Tommy says, I was about to ask if you were behind Whip. Well, I do that all the time. Yeah, me too. I do that too. I forget to get it caught up. It happens to the best of us. Even Whip, even though he's got that godly, like wonderful hair, like Zeus, even happens to Zeus. So there it is. Well, I could hear you both asking each other if you could hear. I didn't know what was going on, man. I couldn't hear him. I lost connection. I also have another thing to discuss on this live stream. While you guys are putting hashtag Northfin in for the giveaway, I'm going to talk about this new Hydra canister filter. You all seen my video. We still only have 13 in here, and there's 21 watching. Let's get hashtag Northfin. Everybody, hashtag Northfin. So you guys seen Hydra sent me a hanging about canister filter, and you also seen the follow-up video where it stopped and how hard it was to take that impeller out and put it away. Hydra contacted me after realizing I already did a follow-up video, and they were like, burn up, what are you talking about? And going back and forth, what we found out was somebody in their warehouse accidentally sent me one of the older versions that was faulty by mistake. So they went ahead and sent me the new one. I got it yesterday. It has been hooked up on this tank since last night, and I'm proud to announce I came out this morning and it's still running. So I did accidentally get the faulty one. It has been taken care of, and I got the correct one on the tank. Now I'm going to give it a good test, and I'll be putting a video out on this, but I'm going to give it a real good test. I'm going to see how long this thing is going to run before I have to clean it. That's what I like. Efficiency. I love my canister filters because they can go forever without cleaning them. We're going to see what this little Hydra hang on the back canister filter can do. And I am also going to compare it to the one that was faulty, which when I looked at them both side by side, they look exactly the same. Whatever they had in the head of this thing, whatever the fault was, it is 100% fixed. The new one is not an issue. It's still running. So I just wanted to be sure I clarified that with everybody. Let's refresh the wheel. 13. Okay. Only 13 wants to be in the giveaway. So Jim is sick. That's probably why he's not here. Okay. We'll come to Central Texas, Hill Country, where I located. Yes, I need you guys' help. Anybody that's a local or anywhere that has access to Texas Holy Rock, maybe even free. Come on, help me out. I'll pay the shipping to get it here, but I need to fill a 125 up with this stuff. Whip says, Firefish, you're still here. Anyone else who has dealt with internal parasites, how did you do it and what did you use? Paragard, Seachem Paragard. I mean, if you look, when it gets down to that, if you're asking, I'm just going to say what I do, Whip. If you're asking about internal parasites, I don't think salt's going to help you much at that point. I think you should use salt in combination with meds. Seachem Paragard has always done good for me. I like Seachem Paragard because you can put it right in the water. It's not that harsh. But I also like my API medications. And what's nice about API meds is you can use them together safely with no ill effects. Been doing it a long time. Anytime I get new sick fish, I put them in a quarantine tank with salt for quite a while. And if I see nothing, maybe like a month, I'll put them in a display tank. But a lot of times I'll hit them with the triple threat, General Cure, erythromycin, and ICX. Now, I won't use the ICX if I don't see IC. I don't think we need to med fish when they don't have an issue. I try to steer clear of that. Salt's always my first line of defense. But if you think you got internal parasites, you're going to need something there that I think salt's not going to really handle very well. But I could be wrong. General Cure, Seachem Paragard with salt, add an air stone, and follow the destructions for further dosage. It cost me more to get there than just paying the high pet store prices. It cost me more to get there than just paying. Okay. This is an old 14-inch Venezuelan pike. He's turning into a boomerang and a sunken belly. Oh, boy. Okay, yeah. I would say salt and API General Cure. Or is it, General Cure. Or you can try Seachem Paragard. Now, do not mix Seachem with API products. Just keep API together. If it was me, Whip, I would be putting General Cure and erythromycin together in the aquarium with them, with salt, add an air stone, and hit it good that way. You can and soaked food, like June says, this is the fastest way to get it in there by far. Rather than absorbing it, soak the foods and feed it to them. Sure. Rock. Okay. I'm going to refresh the wheel one last time. Refresh. We've got 14 entries. We're going to go ahead and spin. Are you guys ready? Oh. Oh,
Whip
whip.
squirrel.
Come on, man. Whip is out.
Rosie.
Rosie is out.
Resident Alien AD6.
Tommy is out. Tommy, I'm going to send you some food. Every time you lose, man, you're like me. You never win. And you've been a big supporter of the channel. So I'm going to get some sent out to you.
My fish tank Aquatics.
Maybe if you were wearing shoes, Johnny, you might have won this, but you weren't wearing shoes. So kind of makes sense.
Only Oscars.
June is out, although I don't think June minds too much because I don't think she's a huge fan of North Fin Foods. Hey, Ross Baltimore, good to see you, buddy. Slowly coming out of your shell. Let's get back to spinning this wheel. Mel.
Fish capades. Raisin fishes. Scotty.
Wow, it is just on that line. That was very close.
Cecil Mayberry.
Cecil Mayberry. Cecil Mayberry is out.
Eyeball. Pirate.
Eyeball Pirate out. Peplin.
Creek Aquatics.
Peplin Creek Aquatics.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. It says that one good. Melvin
Life Lessons Aquatics.
is out. Okay. You guys know how we do. We're down to Jim's Fish and we're down to So Into You. I'm taking bets. Who's going to win? Ross is dealing out the Biersk. The Bierskis. Hey, buddy. Horizon, did you become a member? Starred. You. Oh, okay. I think he won the gifted membership that Cecil did. Thank you, by the way, Cecil. So I'm still going to send you some more to Les. Don't forget it. That's all right, Ross. I was talking about that a couple streams ago, and I said that you were testing that, and you found that not long after you were put it in a box that set aside, it was wilting. So I just figured you weren't going to do it at this point because of that, and that is fine, man. No worries there, my friend. No worries. So who's going to win, Jim's Fish or So Into You? We've got like a 50-50 mix here out of the two people that bet. Who's going to win, Jim's Fish or So Into You? Let's spin this wheel. Oh. So Jim's Fish won it. All right, Jim. You know how we do it. Message me on Discord. Message me on Messenger. Let me know your address, and we will get this sent over to you, along with a North Fin sticker, the new Bug Pro sticks. And Jim, did I send you stickers of my own? I can't remember. Let me know. If I didn't, I'm going to send you some of my own stickers as well. Beer is the breakfast of champions. Whip says that's true. I won first time ever winning. Awesome, Jim. Jim, I can't remember. Did I send you some channel stickers of my channel stickers? I wasn't subbed to So Into You. Okay, you know that happens, June. Sometimes they remove subs, and of course, Northfin's still here. The man, the myth, and the legend himself, Jim's Fish. Have I mailed you some of my channel stickers? 420 somewhere. Congratulations to the winner, Jim's Fish. He's always in my live streams as a supporter of the channel, so I'm happy for you, brother. No email. What did he say? No mail. Lost it. Please include StirMeds. What? No. Mail lost it. Please include stickers. I think that was supposed to be. I got you, Jim's Fish. Okay, now, Jim. So what we're going to do, we're going to send this. You're going to get the Northfin sticker. And I'm going to send you mine. Do you want, tell me which one you want, Jim. Do you want the Tiger Barb with no socials, the Tiger Barb with socials, or the Pleco with and without socials? Let me know. Tiger Barb. Okay. With or without the social medias on the bottom. Because you're also going to get these as well. Little. I went around and put these on all my upper left-hand corner of my tanks. With. Okay. Got you. So boom, boom. I'll tell you what we're going to do. All right, I got y'all fixed up. All I have to do is put them in this bubble mailer, print a label, and send them out. Just make sure you get that address sent to me, whether it's private message on Discord or Messenger. And again, thanks again to Darius for making these giveaways possible by sending me this food and being a sponsor and a member of the channel. Can't thank you enough. And these are great. My fish like these. They look like little worms, so they go after them. And what's nice is you can feed this fish food to all your fish. One food, go around and get them all. Well, what a very cool live stream. We talked about stuff. We did some stuff. We did a giveaway. We had Horizon Fish Keeper up. David over there. If you guys aren't subbed to David, go check out Horizon Fish Keeping. Doing some cool things over there. We had Father Fish up. It's been a very eventful live stream. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. I've got about 5 minutes or so left, and then we'll get off. So I will wait till we hit the 2-hour mark. So I will end the stream with asking if anybody has any questions for me. Does anybody have any questions for me? Check out, I don't know when it's coming out. Alex Cardinale did an interview with me and Fishy Biz. I think that thing's coming out on the 15th of March. So don't forget to check out Alex Cardinale's video coming out on the 15th of, not March, the 15th of this month, where he interviewed me, Fishy Biz, and he's got you know how Alex does over there. He's got he's got his hat and many different things that he does. So if you want to check out those interviews, don't forget to put that on your calendar. But I think with that's about it. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I certainly appreciate you guys. I can't never thank you enough. You know that. I got some different things coming down the line. I'm going to see how good this filter does, how long it lasts. Well, I'm really going to put this little Hygger canister filter to the test. I'm going to ride it hard and put it away wet, as they say, or as it were. Is that parrotfish mean mugging me behind you? Oh, yeah, you know what he is. Look at that. But these parrotfish, they got attitude. Let me tell you, they ain't scared of nothing. No, is that what it is? Yeah, he definitely said, I don't like that only Oscars because she only keeps Oscars. What about me? So that's why he's giving you the stink eye, June. I heard that, Jim, and I can bring that up. I will get that sent out, sir. Appreciate you. Congrats on the win. Very cool. I need to hear more about the HOB canister works out. That sounds amazing. Yeah, it does, and I'm excited about it. Hey, how about I do this? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna invite myself to this live stream. And I'll take you over there and show you it running. How much? Oh, you're gonna see, Whip. It's amazing. I can't tell you when she said she asked if she wanted me to send this thing to me. I was excited because it is exactly what I needed for this aquarium. And I'll show you why in a second. I got to make sure the volume's down on this. I mute myself too. I accidentally spelled this wrong. It says Higger, not Hygger, but you guys can just kind of deal with it. Now, another. Oh boy, hold on. I got to mute. There. All right. I have to change my microphone setup so I can talk to you while I'm over there. All right. Can you guys still hear me? Let me take you over. So check this out, Whip. $75-gallon Buna tank, 65-gallon Convict Tech. You see how much space is between these aquariums. And look, it fits beautifully. Now up here we come up, you can see I have the spray bar version running on it. You can also pop that spray bar off and put the duckbill nozzle on for just a regular output. But it's running good. Now, the only thing that I can say is this skimmer here. You can see the water flow is working, but the skimmer itself will not actually spin. I don't know what it is with that. I can help it a little bit. It'll move a little bit, but it doesn't really keep going. It eventually stops. But as for this little hang on the back canister filter, what an ideal situation here, right? Because down here, I have a 20-gallon QT tank. I can't put the canister under there. So it's just hang on the back. Look at the minimal space you need. like takes up no room at all. And it's all adjustable. These are shut off valves. The spray bar, you can go left, right, up, down, and it's doing a good job. Now inside, it comes with this pre-filter you can put on the inlet. On the inside, let me take you over here. And everybody can hear me okay, right? Here's what comes inside of it. You get 2 sacks, because this is the 8-watt version. This is the bigger one. You get 2 sacks of these bio balls, 2 of them. You get 2 of these filter pads. And you also get this sponge filter that comes in on this. This is the first thing the water goes through. And so here's the old version I, of course, took apart and got rid of it. But of course, because of this, now I have extra media. I have extra O-rings and extra plastic parts. So if something happens to that filter for me, no big deal. And this is the one that was eyeballing you, June. Oh, they have attitude. Check it out. Let me put you down for a minute. Watch what he does to me. I got to get a towel, though. Now, you watch, they'll probably call me a liar right now, but look at them. They're not scared. They're not. Look, he's hit me. They're not afraid of nothing. This one's got more abs. See? See him hit me? This one back here is pushing me. I love them. They're not afraid of anything. You guys seen that video I put out a while back? He was attacking my python. It just feels like hard rubber hitting you. They're fun. There's my big boy. He's going to be going into 300 when I get it fixed. Looking great. And of course, the angelfish never stop going after each other. And this is my pendant lighting I set up using the chain all the way across on these analog timers back here. But this tag's doing good. There's one single moon of it in here. You can't see them, but these black angelfish, they're hard to see in here. They got the red eyes. Love these guys. I love their attitude. I love a fish with tude. Mr. Goldfish. I'm pretty much down to just 2 goldfish in this tank now and 1 golden dojo loach. This is the tank I'm probably going to be turning into my Mbuna tank. I need to fill this with Texas Holy Rock. These 2 big pieces of driftwood and a lot of these bigger plants will be going in the 300. As you can see, this is all the Texas Holy Rock I have now. I'm not complaining. Like I said, this came with when I purchased this 125. It came with 7 or 8 brute garbage cans and a 75-gallon aquarium. In one of those brute garbage cans, it was filled with rocks and Texas Holy Rock. Love it. I need more. I did add some dragonstone in here to create more caves. As you can see, they're always pounding babies out. There's a very little one down there and in here. But I want to move these guys to that 125 and fill it with Texas Holy Rock. Moving over here to the 125-gallon Oscar tank. Here's the guy with tude. What you doing, buddy? He'll come after me too. He'll come after me arm, but I feel like he could do more damage. Turning around is 65-gallon. I love this tall paneled 65-gallon aquarium. The convicts are doing great here. They're getting big. And I love their colors. They have these pretty blue fins and orange bellies. They're a little shy of the camera. These sponge filters are just in here because I shut my little tanks down and I needed a place to put them. I always like to have cycled sponge filters around for reasons we all know why. And over here is where I just keep a shelf of food and stuff. And look at this guy. Look, who's that? I've got Jose, Bano chart, Butterfish, the Hoggins, Bano chart, Depths Unknown, Fishy Mon. I was a member of the Garage Gang for a while. Got vibes here. Got my own API, a bunch of aquarium co-op stickers. And I got more. I decorated my electrical panel. There's Mr. Jack Dempsey. And there's another common pleco in this aquarium. And here's my angel I've been growing out in the 30-gallon Petco tank. Once, like I was saying, once that 75's free, and that Mbuna tank, these guys are going to go over there, so they have some more room. And these are my Oscars that I've been growing out, that I bought. Got a great deal on them. This is the bigger one. The other one must be hiding at the moment. Here he is. And they're big eaters. Down here's the 20-gallon long red cherry shrimp tank. A beta that was in there died. 55-gallon tiger barb tank. And way over here is a 29-gallon heavily planted baby tank with baby fish. And here's the 300 that sits lonely and alone. But it's going to be thriving. Salient. Like I said, I'm going to make some new mugs with my new icon on it. Avatar, whatever you want to call it. All right, let's get back normal. All right, and we're back. Now, that would have been a cool test. Listening to me on the mic on my headset versus this mic. Which one do you guys think's better? The Razer Siren mic or the Corsair Virtuoso headset? Which one sounds better? So what do you guys think of them parrots coming out? I love that. Let me get caught up on chat. He likes you, yeah. What does you want me to measure it with? My only desire so far is one of their air pumps died after less than a year. Okay. I don't have no experience with their air pumps. Man, I'm sorry. I just got a text I didn't want to hear. I'll catch you in a little. Oh, all right, buddy. I appreciate you, Whip. Take care of your business, buddy. He's probably already gone. We have 3 Hygger lights. And 1.5 of them still work. I wouldn't recommend. Got you, Peplin. Hey, Christine. Good to see you. My Convict and Platinum Parrot have wigglers. Very curious to see what all of that will be neat, Jim. Hey, Daniel. Good to see you. And we're all caught up on chat. So with that, I think I'll go ahead and shut this stream down. We are over 2 hours. We got to do a lot of cool things. I thought it was awesome. Jim's Fish, I'm going to get this package sent out to you. And so, but real quick, you guys were here. You got to hear me talking on my headset mic versus this Siren mic. Which one sounded better? Yeah, I love those parrotfish. So I don't doubt he was giving June the stink eye. So India likes the Siren mic. They both sound good. Yeah, they do. I'm just didn't really notice a difference. Okay, cool. Oh, well, that's good. So they both sound good because there's going to be times I'm using my headset, especially like on a maintenance stream. So that's good to hear. So thanks again, guys. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you out there in the field. Got some videos coming out. I'm gonna really test this Higer hang in the back canister filter before I do a video on it. But I did get to discuss it on the live stream with you guys. Daniel says one of my Bolivian rams passed away. Sorry to hear that, man. I mean, fish deaths are going to happen. I don't care who you are. I mean, I had several fish die within this last month. I've lost a betta fish, an angelfish, a goldfish. And it just happens to the best of us. But see you guys later. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna end the stream and play my outro video, and we'll see you Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And get some more of them FU series shorts out there. You guys are the greatest. Thanks again for donating that Cecil, that membership. Appreciate you, buddy. Talk to you later.